Bonjour, salut, salut, bonjour, joyeuse Pâques, joyeuse Pâques. Happy Easter, everyone. Joyeuse Pâques. Did you watch the Easter video and learn that joyeuse Pâques is happy Easter? And you're saying, wait a second. I'm watching this video and it's not Easter. Why is this guy telling me happy Easter? Well, if you watch the Easter video, you're going to remember that you learned that Easter Sunday is one day, but the Easter season lasts for a long time. And specifically, there are 8 days that are really special. So Easter Sunday, and then the Monday after Easter, Easter Monday, the Tuesday after Easter, Easter Tuesday, Easter Wednesday, Easter Thursday, Easter Friday, Easter Saturday, and the Sunday after Easter. And that's called the octave, those 8 days, the octave of Easter, octave meaning 8. And so this video is premiering probably on Easter Thursday, the Thursday after Easter. So probably on Easter Thursday or Easter Friday. So I'm still within that octave when I'm making this video. I don't know when you're watching it, but within my time period, I can still say joyeuse Pâques, joyeuse Pâques. If you have not gone and seen the video for Easter vocabulary or the other videos, look in the description. I'm going to have a link to my teacher webpage, which will have all the videos I've made with all the assignments associated with it. If you want them all wrapped up in one spot. Of course, you can always just go to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell for the notification whenever I got a new video that's out. But you can go back and look at the old ones if you haven't, and I always have an assignment listed there too, so if you want the assignments. But one easy spot to find them is my teacher webpage. The link is going to be in the description if you go down and you look at it. Okay, so we're in chapter 5 now, and the video that premiered yesterday or 2 days ago, right before this one, was on how to do the verb aller and how to say to the, at the, or in the. I'm not going to go back over all of that, okay? So watch that video, but it's in your textbook. So if you go in your textbook, on page 162, where they have the verb aller conjugated for you. Aller means to go. And remember, we can say I'm going to a place, I'm going to school, I'm going to the store, I'm going to the beach, whatever. So to the place. And we can also say I'm going to do something. So I'm going to study, I'm going to shop, I'm going to swim. So that's verbs. So we can use aller to say places, I'm going to a place, or things that we're going to do, verbs, to do a thing, right? So that's the verb aller. Je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va, on va, nous allons, vous allez, ils vont, elles vont. Okay, so that's in another video, we went over all that. We also did the contraction with a plus the definite article. And I said it's not really a contraction. That's like a brand new word. Let's look at that in the textbook. So it's right there in the textbook, and page 166, à la page 166, 166, and we can see a, the preposition a, not the verb avoir, not the verb to have, but the preposition a can mean to, at, or in. And when we want to use it with the definite article, something happens to it. When we use it, a plus the definite article le, it changes to o. When we use a plus les, it changes to o with an x because it's plural. When we use it with a la, it doesn't change. And we use it with a l'apostrophe, it doesn't change. So je vais, I am going au lycée, I'm going to the high school. So o means a and le. A is to, le is the, to the. So this says to the, so this says to the. Je vais au lycée. And les is the same thing. It means to the, or it could mean at the, or in the. It could mean in the. So to, le prof parle aux élèves. So the teacher is talking to the students, or the teacher is talking at the students. Sometimes y'all are sitting in your desks and y'all are not listening. I'm just talking at you. I don't know. But I'm usually talking to you. So à la is à la cantine, is to the cafeteria, and à l'apostrophe. Vous allez à l'école. You go to school by foot. So we're going to do another video because right below this, a similar thing happens with de. So that's going to be in another video, different video. Okay. So today we're going to practice the verb aller, practice sentences, and we are going to practice doing a, and we're going to practice one more thing today. Using aller plus the infinitive. You know how to do this already. Once you know how to conjugate aller, this becomes no problem because this is verb 1 and verb 2. And remember, verb 1 gets conjugated, verb 2 stays in the infinitive. So demain, tomorrow, on va, we're going, we conjugated avoir, to have, left it in the infinitive. So on va avoir, we're going to have. We can do some practice with that today. All right. Before we can do these practice sentences, you're going to need something. I'm going to put this paper for you to download. You got to go to my teacher webpage. Go to the description, click the link, and then when you get to my teacher webpage, you just look for the video on practicing aller, and this sheet will be there for you to print out. Now, if you can't print it out, then you can, I guess, pause the video. I'll zoom in for a moment, and you can pause the video and write them down. But you can go to my teacher webpage and click the link to the document that you can just print out. I don't even know if y'all can see that. Whatever. Maybe it's big enough for you to see. Maybe it's not big enough for you to see. But you can just pause it, and then you've copied it down if you can see that. All right. So, but I would just recommend going and downloading it. So now let's go to the practice sentences. So let's get to practice. We're going to practice these sentences. You know the drill, so we're going to do these sentences one at a time. So go ahead and you're going to try the first sentence on your own. So look at it, pause the video, practice it, unpause, and then we'll come back and I'll go through it. But try all of them and just make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so the first sentence is, I am going to the restaurant. I am going to the restaurant. So we had in the paper you're supposed to download with all the places listed on them, you know, you're going to have all of these places listed there. So that's why I needed you to have downloaded that paper. So I am going, let me just get my, my markers, get them ready. I am going to the restaurant. So we want to use the verb aller. How do I say I am going? We're going to say je. Now, I do this every time because I always have some students who kind of mess up on this. Did you put, when you paused and practiced, did you put je suis? Because you saw am. So je suis. That's wrong. Okay? So, I am going. The am is helping out the going. Okay, so this is all together. I am going is the verb. In English, we have two parts to it. I am going. It's got that auxiliary helper that's in front of it, the am. But the main verb is the going. And in French, for the present tense, the present indicative tense, we don't need to have both parts. We only need one part. It's a simple verb. It's just one part. So, I am going, je vais. All right, so now we're practicing here on the to the restaurant. To the restaurant. And to is a. That's how we say to or at or in is a with the accent mark on top. That accent grave goes on top and it makes it say to, at, or in, but it's still pronounced ah. And then I have the. Now my choices were le, la, L apostrophe, and le. Let's just focus, that's how we say the. There are 4 ways to say the. And then I'm going to say restaurant. So restaurant, restaurant. So je vais, and then à. And is it le restaurant, la restaurant, le restaurant, or les restaurants, right? So which one goes with restaurant? Is a restaurant singular or plural? It's singular, so it's not les. Does it start with a vowel? Nope, it doesn't start with a vowel, so it's not L apostrophe. So then now, is it masculine or feminine? It's masculine, so it's le. All right. Can I stop there, though? Am I done? No, because remember on the video, the previous video, and what I just reintroduced at the beginning of this video, when I'm saying to the, and I have a and le, I can't leave it a and le. Something happens to a and le. It's called a contraction. Les contractions avec la préposition a et l'article défini. The contraction with the preposition to and the definite article. It's going to contract. It's really going to change into a whole new word. What's going to happen is this doesn't get written. This is O. A-U. I'm going to have to switch markers. A-U is a and le together. O is a and le together. So when I have a and le, then it changes to O. Changes to O. Speaking of changing, let me just change markers to make sure that we can see that. So this would be, can we see this marker? This would be O. That one shows up pretty well. O. So O is a combination of a and le. That's what O is. Right? So je vais au restaurant. All right, what about the next one? You're going to the pool today. Are you going to the pool? You're going to the pool today? You're going to the pool today? You're going. And, you know, we probably just say you're going. Going. Not going. Going. You're going to the pool today. So, you're going to the pool today? And so we'd say, you're going? So, are we going to say, am I talking just one person? Or probably I'm only talking to one. Because I'd have probably wanted to say, y'all, or y'all going to the pool if it was plural. So probably this is singular. So you're going to the pool today. You're, so it's tu. And then we've got the right here, R-E, which is are. You are going. You're going. But what's that doing? It's helping the going, right? So you're going. This is only helping the going. So we're focused on the going. So it's tu vas. Tu vas. Tu vas. Now, how do we say pool? Well, either what you had to do was pause the video and look at your sheet that I made you download and print out to find how to say pool, or maybe you paused the video and you went Google how to say pool. I don't know how you did it, but you had to know how to say pool to do this. This is one of our vocab words that we're going to get in the chapter on that list of all the places. And the way that we say pool is piscine, 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 piscine. So please do not piscine la piscine. Kill myself. Some of you got it, some of you didn't. I don't know. All right, so I want to say to the pool. So remember, when I say to is a, right? That's how I say to. And then I had to know pool. Was it le piscine, la piscine, l piscine, or les piscine? Was it plural? No. Was it starting with a vowel? No. Was it masculine or feminine? So if we looked in that list, piscine is feminine. So a, la piscine. A la piscine. Up here, I changed this from a and le. I changed it to o. Because a and le changed to o. Do I change a and la? No. A and la stays together. So à la piscine aujourd'hui. À la piscine aujourd'hui. Point d'interrogation. So question mark. All right. So tu vas à la piscine. Let's do a couple more. Scroll up. Nick is going to the mall. Nick is going to the mall. Nick is going to the mall. So, is going. Nick. Do I say EST? Did you do that? When you paused before you found the answer, did you put EST? You didn't? Awesome. If you did not, that's great. You're not supposed to because is helping the going. So Nick va. Nick va. And now I want to say to the mall. And in the list of places that's on that worksheet, we saw mall was galerie. Galerie. So galerie, galerie. So to the mall. And this was à. And then galerie, was it masculine, feminine, singular, plural, starts with a consonant? What was the deal? So we saw that galerie was plural. Plural. So mall is singular in English, but in French, the word galerie is a plural word. So this is les. À les galeries. À les galeries. Do we do anything to a and le? All right, so when we had a and le, we changed it to o. And when we had a and la, we left it alone. What do we do to a and le? That's right, we change a and le. A and le changes to O, A-U-X. So it's still pronounced O, but it's spelled with an X because it's plural. So, Nick va aux galeries. Hang on one second. All right, so this is going to take a accent mark. All right, so we're going to the hospital. We're going to the hospital. So we're going. Am I going to use nous or am I going to use on? Let's do it both ways. Okay. Let's start off first of all with nous. So nous. So nous. And we're going, the RE. Remember that RE is part of the going. So we're going. Nous allons. Nous allons. Or I might say, on va. On va. On va. Nous allons to the hospital. To the hospital. So, hospital is hôpital. Hôpital. And it's got the circumflex on top of the O. Remember we talked about how it used to be where you could stick in an S in here. That in the old-timey French, it had an S. And then that French entered into England at the time of William the Conqueror, and they brought that word with the S into England. And then the people living in England took that word with the S in it. Meanwhile, back in France, over time, they dropped the S out. In England, in English, they kept the S in the word, but in France, they dropped the S out. And one way that they indicated that was by putting the little circumflex. So instead of having the S they put the circumflex on top of the O, but a lot of words, if you see the circumflex, not every one, but a lot of them, if you see the circumflex, put an S back in right after the vowel, and you can find an English word. So, to the hospital. So I want to say to the hospital. Ah, and then how do we say the hospital? Is it le hôpital, la hôpital, l'hôpital, or les hôpitaux, les hôpitaux? This is a singular hospital. It's only one, so it's not les. That would be les hôpitaux, but it's not singular. And hôpital, O. What does it sound like it starts with? It sounds like it starts with a vowel. It doesn't actually start with a vowel. It starts with the H. But often these words with the H, we don't pronounce it. It's a silent H, un H muet, or an aspirated H or a silent H. And so this one has a consonant, but it's pronounced like a vowel. It sounds like a vowel. So we would say à l'hôpital. Do we change? So we saw when we had a plus le, that changed to o. A plus le changed to o, A-U-X. A la stayed the same. No change to that. So I used a la, o, or o. Do I change a and L apostrophe? Nope, I keep it. It's the same. All right, that stays the same. All right, so you're going to have some practice. Here's what you're going to do. I've got some sentences that are remaining. Let me just go ahead and eliminate the spaces in between those sentences. So, see these sentences? You go ahead and pause on your screen and copy them down and then translate them into French the way that we've just been doing. All right, so you got 4 sentences. Are y'all going to the train station? That should be a question. Are y'all going to the train station? Make sure I'm going to change it right now. No, we're going to the airport. Nick and Ann go to school at 7:30 a.m. Do you go to high school or to college? Now, so just right here, one note. We have go to school. We in English don't put the word, but in French, you need to have the word the. In French, this would be to the high school. So you're going to have the word the there. And then this would also be the same here and here. Okay? And that word college is not the French word collège. You can think about this for a moment. What do we mean when we say college? In English, we mean university. So then find the right word. But you'll have to, in French, insert the does. So go ahead and copy those. And then below in the comments, you're going to put your answers to these. And I'm going to check your answers to see if they're okay. All right. Next. Qu'est-ce que tu vas faire? What are you going to do? Qu'est-ce que what? Tu, you, va, are going. Faire, to do. What are you going to do? That's just a basic question. Mais qu'est-ce que tu vas faire? What are you going to do? All right. So, qu'est-ce que tu vas faire? What are you going to do? So now we're going to practice using the verb aller as the first verb and then having an infinitive as the second verb. All right. So all this practice is next. We're still using the verb aller, and we might have a negative. We might have to put our ne pas. Remember, ne pas goes around the first verb. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these. All right, so pause and copy and try. And we're back. I am going to study French tomorrow. So I am going to study French tomorrow. So je vais. And so I've conjugated the verb aller. Je vais. Verb number 1, this is the first verb. Verb 1 got conjugated. This is verb 1. And then the second verb is to study. Je vais étudier. Je vais étudier. Je vais étudier. So I left this verb to, I left it in the infinitive. Je vais étudier. And then le français demain. Je vais étudier le français demain. Le français demain. Je vais étudier le français demain. Next, he's not going to listen to the videos. He's not going to listen to the videos. So this is going to have our ne pas in it. So he's not going. So il. And then going is va. So il va is he's going, but I don't want to say he's going. I want to say he's not going. So I have to put my ne pas. So il ne va pas. Il va pas, il ne va pas, il ne va pas. And he's not going to listen to. And the verb for to listen to is écouter. Il ne va pas écouter les vidéos. Les vidéos. Il ne va pas écouter les vidéos. So now this is pretty easy. I'm going to leave the rest of the sentences are going to be for you to do as practice. So we had one practice, I think like 4 sentences above that you had to copy and practice. We're going to have a couple more right here for you to copy where we're doing verb 1 gets conjugated, verb 2 stays in the infinitive. So that's what we're practicing in these sentences. Let me go ahead and put them on the board. You'll pause and copy them. So, I think there were 4 sentences up above that we did previously. Just rewind the video and get them. And then here are 3 more, and then we're doing the verb and the second verb. I haven't color-coded those for you. You just need to figure that out. Some of these are vocabulary from Chapter 5, so make sure you're getting in your Chapter 5 vocabulary. All right. So, are you going to eat a big meal for Easter? They're going to leave a tip for the waiter. At the restaurant, I am going to order steak. At the restaurant. At the. Remember to say to the, at the, or in the. It's a plus the definite article. What do you have to do when you have at the, or to the, or in the? Okay? So don't forget about that part. Okay. That's it for this section. The next one that we do is we're going to look at the verb prendre. It's in your textbook. You can already get a head start and look at it. And we're also going to talk about how to do from the, by the, about the, which is also in the textbook. So open up your textbook, look at your vocabulary list, do your vocabulary. I know that you're not getting graded on this and it's annoying and you don't want to do it and you're not even watching this video, so I don't know who I'm talking to. But do it anyway, because if you're planning on coming back to French 2, all of this work is going to be very, very helpful to have practiced it at least once before we get into. If you're practicing it now, then when we get into French 2, I'm probably going to have to start all over again. That's true, but you're going to be advanced because you will have practiced this. All right, and so I really want you, and then French 2 will be so much easier. Okay, so you're helping yourself out. You got really nothing else to do during the day. It's kind of boring, and you are a good, responsible student, and so you're going to take care of it. I trust you in doing that. Everyone here on the faculty misses you. We all want you to come back. We would love to be here in the classroom with you sitting in the desks, and we'll see whether or not we can get back at the beginning of May. On verra. On verra. We'll see. On verra. On verra. We'll see. Okay? Well, until the next time, à plus tard, un de ces jours, au revoir.